Understanding yoga in all its forms. Believe it or not, but yoga is not just about the asanas, the postures, the way that we move our body. Whenever I see people talking about the different types of yoga, normally they are differentiating between the different styles of asana practice, movement. So here I will explain the different paths of yoga in an easy to understand manner. Yoga means union. Not only union, but also the true surrendered control. Control of the breath, control of the body, control of the mind. This course will offer you the opportunity to merge the perceiver, the perceived, and the perceiving. It also allows and offers the opportunity to surrender and let go of the agreements accepted as truth up to now. How will we safely and powerfully do this? Via the vehicle of real yoga. Real yoga includes discovering how the body, the mind, and also these merging of the two are controlled. So please understand that this course focuses on different types of yoga, and it includes a detailed explanation in this very video. So control of the body includes asanas or postures, pranayama, breath control, and also pratyahara, which is senses withdrawal. Then if we come to look at controlling the mind, we have dhyana, which is concentration. We have dhyana, meditation, and samadhi, complete absorption. Here are the 5 different types of yoga that we will combine. Bhakti, which is emotionally inclined. Karma, which is action-based. Raja, which is sense experience. Jnana yoga, which goes through the intellect. And number 5, Kriya yoga, a union through doing. So number 1, let me explain Bhakti Yoga. This is normally festivals, rituals. They are most well known for this when you hear the word Bhakti. Investigating through love, devotion to a personal deity, pilgrimage, cause. So please understand that this deity is actually your own conscious existence. Not something outside of yourself. Deities gives us a face to relate to the unrelatable God, the nameless, the formless. How does one devoting oneself to a god or a goddess help to achieve liberation? Think when you are in love, you lose your sense of self into something greater than yourself. It offers a sense of transcendence. Devotion and expression of love to oneself and one another, we have much more practice than relating to the infinite here. The true guru is the Sat Guru, the inner teacher, God, self, or whatever name you want to resonate and wish to give it. No name will be the truth, but whatever name you relate to. As God is formless and infinite, so the very form of a guru takes on is an illusion, yes, but it's an illusion that has the power to wake you up. A lion appearing in an elephant's dream is powerful enough to wake the elephant up from the dream. You see, true devotion and surrendering is being. It is not uniting with God, it is being God, which is consciousness itself. Sri Ramana said, the highest form of bhakti is where the individual is completely lost in the divine, ultimate beingness. Let's look at number 2, Karma Yoga. The way to God through work. Do your duty without attachment to the outcome. Performing your dharma or your duty. How do you know what is your duty? What is your dharma? Doing what you are born to do. Based on the stage that you are in your life, how do you best serve you and society? How does Karma Yoga achieve liberation? Being completely in some activity, you seem to lose yourself in that activity. And in this experience, you lose your sense of self. You're surrendering into the infinite. You relate to something greater than yourself, working for work's sake and not for some outcome. This helps to separate the ego. Okay, so to widen the paradigm a little, from my personal perspective, Karma Yoga is a consequence of realization, not a path to it. As the body-mind understand this illusion of the separate self, when we take action, we are responsible for the karma resulting from that action. Let me use a metaphor here. Let's use the example of eating a juicy mango. It no longer exists as such, but the seed will prevail and produce more mangoes. In the same way, the fruit of each of our actions will vanish as soon as we experience them. But the seed caused by the actions will remain, and given favorable conditions, it will germinate, promoting to do the same kind of actions again and again and again. This is why Karma Yoga is not included here. So you cannot really do Karma Yoga until you realize your true nature. Again, I must be biased here. It's my perspective. You may attempt it, but it will be fake even if you try your hardest to be sincere. The question remains, are you really doing this selflessly, or with the purpose of achieving self-realization or pleasing your deity? The best Karma Yoga you can do is to practice Kriya Yoga and be fixed on your true self. So when the fake I is absorbed into the real, truthful I, there will be no resistance to the river of life, and God will act through you as you. I will try to explain through words what we really are, but please note it is not an easy task. Because when you put it into words, you are limiting something that is limitless in nature. So, if my words do not make a lot of sense, please don't feel frustrated. By the end of this course, you will return here and you will get it. For now, try to stay with the impressions that the state created by the words will leave you in your truth. Let's look at Raja Yoga, number 3. This is the psychological mastery. Reuniting through meditative experience. There are 4 levels of self. Number 1 is the body. Then it's the conscious mind, being mentally aware. Thoughts fall in that category. Then the unconscious mind, which is past experiences, beliefs, values, agendas. And then the ground of all being. In Sanskrit, they call it Brahman, or we can say God. So a meditation practice removes and overcomes the limitations of the first three false selves. These layers then reunites with God. So that's Raja Yoga. Let's move on to Jnana Yoga, which means to know. Jnana Yoga is to critically reflect on thinking. To know God through intuitive understanding, not through the rational mind, don't get me wrong. To know the source of life as it is. It can only be known through perception, not through stories, beliefs, teachings, etc. A direct experience. Uninterrupted clarity in your perception without any distortion. What causes distortion then? Identification with some concept, with some ego, with some mind. So true Jnana Yoga is the awakening of the real discernment wisdom by abiding only in the I am. Which is the same as the Parvashta state that we will talk more about in Kriya Yoga, the after effect awareness. We know I exist or I am. We recognize its presence in us and staying with that because that is your true self. This is true self-inquiry. So yoga movement is to disidentify yourself with this physical body, to disidentify yourself with the 5 elements at play, because everything you identify with in this material plane is rooted through the body. So by disidentifying yourself to the 5 elements rooted into the body, you are also no longer identified with the material plane, yet still connected. Please don't misunderstand that. If we look at Kriya Yoga, which is number 5, it's to do, to act, which is also found in the word karma. The natural principle of cause and effect, the union through a certain action or rite. The purpose of Kriya Yoga is to purify the mind so it dissolves back into its natural state of ecstatic nothingness. A proper Kriya Yoga practice has the secret power to unleash the fastest path to enlightenment and realization. If it is merged with the other kinds of yoga as taught here in this course, Kriya will offer you a base and an extremely strong foundation for the other types of yoga. Kriya has a tremendous impact on stilling the mind. Kriya Yoga uses life force to restraint techniques, mudras, bandhas, etc. because it takes us into a deep state of Parvashta easily. I mean, you can try to do it without it, but you might realize that your mind will not allow you to do so due to its habits, its beliefs, its agendas, its functioning. It is not the mind that needs to go away. It is you, your true self, that needs to realize you were never the mind. Let me quickly explain to you what is Parvashta. This is the timeless and spontaneous impersonal being, resting in that background of consciousness, knowing oneself as oneself. Some also call this the substratum of awareness.